the heart of Maryland in honor of the U.S. semi-quincentennial. Jayla. We're going to pause one moment for a special guest who's about to come on stage.
We're waiting on the flyover here. Drew, I think we're waiting on that flyover. I think we're waiting on the flyover.
All right, once again, I'm going to introduce our talented, soulful singer. She has crossed the bridge from Cambridge to join us today. She's written several songs celebrating our beautiful state in honor of the U.S. semi-quincentennial, and she's going to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallant for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful. Well done. Absolutely beautiful job. God bless you.
Color guard, you may retire the colors. And you may take your seats. That was pretty well timed and powerful. We got lucky on that one. All right, Sail250 Maryland and Air Show Baltimore is presented today by Northrop Grumman. It is also produced by Living Classrooms Foundation, the great Living Classrooms Foundation, along with the United States Navy, Sail Baltimore, and Air Support. It is supported by the state of Maryland, the city of Baltimore, and Baltimore County. Yes, thank you to all sponsors. It's a lot to coordinate all this. I don't mind saying at my advanced age, I was alive during the nation's bicentennial celebration in 1976. Some of you, I guess, were too. I don't remember very much about it, I will admit that. This time for me, however, it carries much greater meaning. 250 years ago, some very wise men, after over 400 days of argument and debate and consideration, signed the Declaration of Independence, no longer a series of British colonies. The United States of America became an independent nation with free, independent citizens. And so we remain today. Our state, for the visitors today, known as the Old Line State, played a major role in the Revolutionary War. Around 28,000 Marylanders served, many giving their lives. Of course, then almost 40 years later, we had to wrestle with the British once again, right off the waters of our beautiful inner harbor. Our ancestors won again, and as we all know, the national anthem was penned right near where the beautiful, elegant Key Bridge used to stand. I say ancestors, but they're not really my ancestors. My mother immigrated from Canada in 1953 and became a citizen. My father's family, French Canadians, had traveled south 2 generations earlier. 250 years ago, if you look back far enough, we are all immigrants, excluding, of course, the indigenous Native Americans. 2.5 centuries ago, this nation was settled, forged, created by a population that was brave and that was determined, stalwart, visionary, and rebellious. And that's why we're here. And on this occasion, we honor their achievements. We cherish the liberty and democracy they envisioned. And while the word democracy is not mentioned in the Declaration of Independence, its core principles are. And today we look to the future as well, with hope and the enduring belief in those ideas penned 250 years ago, and those ideas that bring us here today. And now I would like to introduce the governor of the great state of Maryland, Governor Wes Moore.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Baltimore. And happy birthday to the greatest experiment in world history, the United States of America. We take a look at this harbor here and we see the naval vessels that are flying the flags of nations that are our partners and friends. We look at the sailors who cross the oceans to get here, and the sky above us that are going to be filled for the air show. Denise, thank you so much for once again serving as our MC. To Rear Admiral Fanley, to Rear Admiral Rhodes, to every sailor and service member who are with us today, we thank you for your service, and we are better because of your service. County Executive Klossmeyer, Deputy Mayor Young, our Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much for the partnership, and to all of our friends that live in classrooms, to Northrop Grumman, and to everyone who made Sail250 possible. Where in just a week, the greatest experiment in world history will turn 250 years old. And a question, yes, whoa. And a question worth asking on a moment like this is how we got here and what it took to get here. It's what makes us strong. You can see it in the water right now. You can hear it in those engines. A nation that has built the most capable ships and aircraft that the world has ever seen. And a lot of them were built by Marylanders, driven by Marylanders, flown by Marylanders. That the strength of this nation has never just been about what we built, but it's about who built them and the sacrifice that they were willing to make on behalf of their families for a hope of us. Because America is a nation of strength, because America is a nation of sacrifice. It's a sacrifice of the sailor who leaves their home and is willing to leave their family to deploy for months on the possibility that they might not return. It's a shipbuilder who's on the line before the sunrise. It's the veteran who raised their hand to put on the uniform simply because the nation asked them to. It's our teachers, it's our first responders, it's our volunteers. As someone who served and proudly served in the Army, and who led soldiers in combat, I know the Army taught me that what service gives you is not just a what. What service gives you is a why. That's true under this beautiful American flag. That's true under the dozens of flags that are flying in the harbor today. And so to everyone who has sailed here, to everyone who has come down to the harbor today, welcome to Sail250. Thank you for being part of history. Thank you for remembering the men and women who made this history possible. And here is to another great 250 of the greatest experiment that the world has ever seen. Thank you for being Maryland tough and Baltimore strong.
Thank you, Governor Moore. Next, I would like to invite Baltimore City Deputy Mayor Calvin Young to the podium to say a few words.
Well, good morning, everyone, and good morning, Baltimore. Governor Moore, thank you for your leadership and partnership. County Executive Klossmeyer, Admiral Fanley, members of the Diplomatic Corps, embassy staff, captain, crews, service members, partners, friends, everyone, welcome to the great city of Baltimore. And on behalf of my boss, the Honorable Mayor Brandon M. Scott, and the people of Baltimore, it is our honor to welcome you to Sail250 Maryland and Air Show Baltimore in our Inner Harbor. To the representatives of foreign embassies joining us today, Baltimore is proud to host you. and to the captain and crews who have brought these extraordinary ships to our waterfront. Thank you for sailing here, for sharing your traditions, and for helping Baltimore welcome the world. This is exactly the kind of moment that our city is built for. Baltimore is a port city, a hospitality city, a city of entrepreneurs, makers, chefs, artists, and small businesses. As visitors come to downtown, we want you to experience more than just the ships and the air show. We want you to experience Baltimore. That is why we are especially proud to spotlight the local businesses activating in Harbor Place and on our waterfront, including Made in Baltimore, Matriarch Coffee, Crust by Mac, Couples Tea House, Vinyls and Pages, Waiting to Oxtail, Soul Cuisine, More Life Juice Company, Angeli's Pizza, Neighborhoods, Life in Charm City, and the many more Baltimore entrepreneurs showing visitors our creativity, our food, our culture, and our local ownership. I also want to thank the leaders and teams that carry the operational load that make this possible. Director Macbeth and the Baltimore City Department of Transportation, Fire Chief James Wallace and the Baltimore City Fire Department, Police Commissioner Richard Worley and the Baltimore City Police Department, Director Joey Henderson and the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management, Director Matthew Garbark and the Department of Public Works, Kareem Swinton and Visit Baltimore, Dan Taylor and Waterfront Partnership, Shalonda Stokes and the Downtown Partnership of Baltimore, Otis Rowley and the Baltimore Development Corporation, James Piper Bond and Chris Rosem at Living Classrooms and Historic Ships Baltimore, and Robin Murphy at Create Baltimore. By the way, Top of the World, which is run by Create Baltimore, right here in this building is the best view you're going to get of all the ships in Baltimore. We just want to say thank you to all of these people and their teams who have done this work, because events like this take coordination, discipline, and execution. There are a lot of people working countless hours behind the scenes, keeping our streets safe, moving traffic, responding quickly to challenge, and cleaning our streets and public spaces, doing all of this work that most of us never think about. It's so that we can keep our attention where it belongs, on the beauty that's on display in our harbor and in our skies. So to every worker, to every professional, safety professional, partner, volunteer, ambassador, and small business owner, thank you. Baltimore sees that work and we're grateful for it. And to every visitor, enjoy the ships, enjoy the air show, enjoy the neighborhoods, eat here, shop here, shop here, shop here, and come back to Baltimore. Baltimore is proud to welcome you, and thank you.
I probably should add that you could get in a car and also shop in Baltimore County as I introduce Baltimore County Executive Catherine Klausmeyer.
I'd like to start out by saying shop there in Baltimore County. It is truly, I am just shocked at the amount of people that are here today. I walked up and the music was going on, the band was playing, and I almost had a tear in my eye. I did have a tear in my eye. It is just so exciting to be here. And as Denise Koch said, you remember, but not a lot. But I do remember a lot. See, they all said it too. But I do remember, and I was in my front yard, and I put a big paper cake on my house, and I got to thinking, will I be living 50 years later? Yep. And here I am, and I always thought, what will I be? What will I, will I be here? And here I am, county executive. So I just had to tell that little story. But I want to know how many people in the audience remember it very clearly. Okay, see, all those people. And I'm so glad you're here. So with that, I would like to thank Governor Westmore for being here, and the Baltimore City Deputy Mayor Calvin Young, and the Rear Admiral David Fally. I'm going to get it. And James Bond from the Living Classroom. And thank you, Denise Koch. But I also just want to thank everyone. Last year when we were told, about Maryland 250 and Sail 250, there have been so many people that have worked so hard to make this happen today. So let's hear it for them. So, with that, I'm just so happy to be here. As I've said, and on behalf of Baltimore County, it's an honor to join here to officially welcome Sail 250 Maryland and Air Show. It's going to be great up in the skies. I can't wait to see that. This region is one of only 5 Sail 250s that host cities across the country. It's the only one that will feature a full air show with welcoming visitors to Baltimore County's own Martin State Airport. I hope you can all make it out there. Is that right? Okay. And besides being the airport, we have an aviation museum because Glenn L. Martin did so much over the years for aviation. You must go see it. Martin State Airport is also proud to welcome groups like the United States Navy Blue Angels, the British Royal Air Force Arrows, and the French Patrol de France to perform together at one event here in Baltimore City and one in Baltimore County. I hope you all come to enjoy the flyovers, flight demos, live music, souvenirs, and hands-on activities that are perfect for the family. This international event is also an opportunity for people around the world to see what makes Baltimore County and Baltimore City the greatest place on earth. I'm excited for everyone to experience this once-in-a-lifetime event, and for all of those that might be in their 30s or 40s, I hope you get to experience 300, because I don't think I'll make that one. But I just want to thank everybody, and again, support our local businesses and try a number of our Maryland food vendors and restaurants. Try the crab cakes, and for those who have never had a crab, try one of them, just one. You might like them. They're delicious. So thank you very much for having me.
I think you'll make it. I think you and I will be celebrating the 300th. All right, now I would like to introduce Rear Admiral David Fonnelly, Commandant, Naval District, Washington, for some presentations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. A really hard act to follow, Denise and the governor. Thanks for setting the stage. And I just want to give it up for Ms. Klausmeyer's most patriotic dress today. I think she wins the award for that. Nice work. And really, one more big round of applause for the national anthem. That was a fantastic performance today. I want to say thanks to the Navy Band who's performing here today. And the color guard was provided by sailors from the USS Constitution. That is the oldest commissioned warship in the world that is based up in Boston, much like the USS Constellation right behind me. But they came down here to show you what the Navy looked like in the times of War of 1812 when Fort McHenry defended our shores here. Looking out at the gathering of tall ships and gray hulls, this is a part of our legacy. It's awesome to be here for Sail 250 Maryland and Air Show Baltimore. On behalf of the U.S. Navy, as Commandant of Naval District Washington, I'd like to welcome you to Sail 250 and invite you over to see our ships. Thank you for the leaders for your opening your port and your city. Thank you to the state of Maryland and the county of Baltimore for welcoming not just United States sailors and Marines, but sailors from around the world in this great event. America is a maritime nation. The history of Baltimore is deeply enmeshed in the Navy, from the first 6 frigates to nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and submarines. From the United States Naval Academy just down the road, where we develop the next generation of Navy officers, to building some of the first Navy warships, to the Port of Baltimore today, we are hand-in-hand partners with the City of Baltimore, the County of Baltimore, and the State of Maryland. From Fort McHenry, as I mentioned, from 1812, when a young lawyer named Francis Scott Key was inspired to write the words of our national anthem, to today, where history converges with the semi-quincentennial of our Navy and our nation. I think I got that right, semi-quincentennial. For 2.5 centuries, the story of Baltimore and the Navy have been intertwined and woven together. Maryland has close ties to the Navy, from building our first warships to today. When I got a chance to tour the Port of Baltimore yesterday afternoon, watching millions of tons of goods and commerce come across the ocean and onto the shores, where this city and this port and this state send that onward to consumers across the United States, we are tied together. And the Navy's mission is to protect that commerce. Every day, 24/7, around the world, your Navy sailors are standing the watch to preserve peace, deter aggression, win in conflict, and protect our economic prosperity. And you will see this firsthand over this coming weekend as you get a chance to visit 2 U.S. Navy ships on the Baltimore Peninsula, LPD-24, the USS Arlington, and LCS-25, the USS Marinette, whose commanding officers are here today with us. I encourage you, invite you to come visit those ships, walk the decks, see the technology, but more important, talk to those sailors and Marines, the backbone of your Navy forces, and get a chance to share with them your experiences and let them hear their stories about standing watch around the world every day. It's a great opportunity to celebrate 250 years of history, enduring strength, and I want to thank you for welcoming us to your city. I look forward to seeing all the festivities and showing you all your America's warfighting Navy and giving you the chance to welcome our sailors and Marines into your city and you all onto our ships. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to invite Governor Moore back up, please. On behalf of the United States Navy, it's a great honor to present with him a token of appreciation from the Navy to the state. So what we have here, Governor, is I know you served in the Army, sir. But this is an officer's sword that is traditionally worn just in ceremony today, but back in the day, this is an officer's saber. So on behalf of the United States Navy, it's an honor to present this to you for hosting us here in your great state and your great city as a memory of being a sailor, at least for this weekend. Congratulations, Governor Moore. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, you got it. An honor. Okay. You really got Awesome. I'll take it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I got a coin for you. I got one for you too, sir. Governor, appreciate it. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to give this to my master chief. She's going to take care of it. I promise you won't steal it. Roger that. Roger that. Thank you. Thank you all very much, and enjoy the Navy this weekend.
As you see, I'm not alone up here on this platform, and one of the main reasons we are here this morning is to welcome all of these ships officially, U.S. and Canadian Navy vessels, international tall ships from around the globe, our own hometown favorites, Coast Guard cutters, sea service vessels, and other historic sailing ships. There's a lot going on this weekend. I am now going to announce each captain one at a time, and I promise I will do my best to pronounce your names correctly. And they're going to be recognized, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, when I say your name, if you don't mind standing. And we're asking that you hold your applause until the entire list is complete. It's a good list. All right, now let's hear an amazing musical, Now let's do the list of captains. So I will begin in alphabetical order. From Argentina, the ship ARA Libertad, Captain Jorge Gabriel Caceres. From Canada, the HMCS William Hall, Commander Jeremy Ruggles. From Colombia, ARC Gloria is the name of the ship, Captain Hector Gonzalez Leon. From Ecuador, the ship is BAE Guayas, Captain Ivan Cordova Echeverria. From France, the ship Bellepoule, Captain Lieutenant Pierre Daclay. From Germany, the ship Gorsch Fock, Captain Elmar Bornkessel. From India, the INS Sudhars Hine, Commander Radhikant Nanduri. From Italy, the Amerigo Vespucci, Captain Nicasio Falica. From Peru, the ship BAP Onion, Captain Juan Roncagliolio. From Portugal, the ship NRP Sagres, Commander Jose Eduardo de Sousa Luis. From Romania, the ship DMS Mircea, Commander Silviu Mararu. From Spain, the ship Juan Sebastian de Alcano, Captain Jose Maria de la Puente Mora Figueroa. From Sweden, the HMS Gladden, Captain Peter Jeppson. From the great United States of America, USS Marinette, Commander Ryan Miller, who, by the way, was featured prominently in our newscast yesterday. He had a starring role in our newscast. Well done. Also from the great United States of America, USS Arlington, Captain Joseph Vince Labasi. Also from the U.S., the ship, the USCG Eagle, Captain Christopher Ensley. The United States ship Gazella, Captain David Goldman. The United States of America Pride of Baltimore II, Captain Jan Miles. From the United States, the Maryland Dove, Captain Angela Laro. From the United States, the ship Jolly Dolphin, Captain Jack Zara. And from the United States, representing the historic ships of the Great Living Classrooms Foundation, Captain Peter Bolster. And finally, from Uruguay, the ship ROU, Captain Miranda, and the captain is Captain Gabriel Calamares. And now you can applaud for all of them. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, if you would please, can we hear a selection from the U.S. Navy Ceremonial Band? Fantastic. Thank you. All right, Northrop Grumman, as you heard earlier, has supported the past several biennial Maryland Fleet Weeks and is continuing that tradition as the presenting sponsor of Sail250 Maryland and Airshow Baltimore. So please welcome Erica Herbert, Vice President, Naval and Oceanic Systems, Multi-Domain Sensing, Targeting, and Survivability at Northrop Grumman.
Thank you, Denise, and good morning, everyone. It's my honor to welcome you all to Sail250 Maryland and Airshow Baltimore. It's incredibly inspiring to have our U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Air Force, and all the brave men and women of the armed forces gathered here in Baltimore to celebrate their service and our shared commitment to our nation's security. I'd like to take a moment to thank some of the leaders and partners who make this event possible. The Office of Maryland Governor Wes Moore and Baltimore City Deputy Mayor Calvin Young. Thank you for your ongoing leadership and support of our state and this remarkable community. The teams at Sail Baltimore, Historic Ships in Baltimore, and Living Classrooms Foundation, your partnership and dedication bring history to life and create memorable experiences for all who attend. And to Rear Admiral David Fanley, thank you for your excellent leadership and your tireless service. At Northrop Grumman, we continue to push the boundaries of technology to protect our nation and our allies. From the depths of the ocean to the far reaches of space, from cyber defenses to cutting-edge aviation systems, we're proud to innovate at every frontier. As you explore the ships and aircraft on display throughout the week, you'll see firsthand the exceptional systems Northrop Grumman has developed, systems designed to keep our service members safe and bring them home to their families. We are deeply proud to be Maryland's largest aerospace and defense employer, with more than 14,000 dedicated employees, over 1,600 military veterans, helping to ensure our military remains ready and resilient. Our mission remains clear: to deliver the advanced capabilities that safeguard our future. Thank you to everyone here for your participation and partnership. We look forward to the week filled with celebration, reflection, and inspiration. And above all, a heartfelt thank you to the women and men in uniform. Your service and sacrifice safeguard our freedoms and inspire us all. Enjoy Sail250 Maryland and Airshow Baltimore.
Thank you, Erica, and thank you, Northrop Grumman, for so many reasons. All right, this week of Sail250, as you've heard, Maryland events, is led by Living Classrooms Foundation. So please now welcome President and CEO James Piper Bond.
Good morning. What a great morning. Denise, thank you. You are a fabulous MC, and we're always grateful for how you lead these events so graciously and professionally. Thank you. You know, what an event. And to have the governor here, to have Calvin here as the deputy mayor, and the Baltimore County executive, Admiral Fanley, the leaders of Northrop Grumman, and all the different corporations that came together to help support this event. I just want to just take a second and just, we take it in. I was just talking to the governor to have all these amazing captains from all over the world come to Baltimore. There's never been anything like this. 14 international tall ships, a fleet from the U.S. Navy, a fleet of other smaller tall ships that are here. And Baltimore is on fire right now, man. It is just incredible. And it's to have a festival in the Inner Harbor, to have a festival in Baltimore Peninsula, to have a festival in Fells Point. This is a great time to be in this wonderful city, and thank you all for being here this morning. I want to thank our Secretary of State, Secretary Lee. We had Lieutenant Governor here as well. County Executive Klausmeyer. Our partnership with the county and the airport is really important. There's no other Sail250 city. There are 5 other cities that are doing this. The ships all go to New York next week, but no other city has an air show. And we just don't have the Blue Angels, who are incredible, but we have the British Royal Arrows. We have the French equivalent of the Blue Angels. We have an F-16 flight force flying. So we're going to have quite a show here this afternoon and the next two days. So I just want to thank all of the captains, all of those who are serving our country. I want to thank Governor Moore for his service to this country, all the men and women who have been serving and are here today, and the 3,500 sailors that are going to be walking the waterfront promenade over the next couple days. Thank you all for being here. We've been working on this for 2 years. Chris Rosum, who I've had the honor of working with for 41 years. Chris, where's Chris Rosum? Chris out here, he's been working, living and breathing this for 2 years. Chris was the first captain of the Lady Maryland. He helped build that ship. He's helped lead the 7 historic ships that we manage on behalf of the state of Maryland, the city. Chris, nobody does it better. You've been incredible. Thank you for all you've done. You know, we have 1,500 volunteers, 400 of which are from Northrop Grumman, which is amazing. So it's quite an effort. I want to thank not only Northrop Grumman, but also CFG Bank, Whiting Turner, McLean Contracting is sponsoring out at Tide Point. We have 3 of the amazing ships that are out at Tide Point. Make sure you get out there. Constellation and Baltimore Development Company are sponsoring the Family Exploration Zone. We're taking over the whole Pratt Street Pavilion, Governor, and it's going to be 35 partners, and it's all STEM, hands-on learning activities that are going to be taking place for family members. So make sure you check out the Pratt Street Pavilion. We're grateful to David Bramble and Peter Pinker and Adam Jen for our partnership with MCB. So it takes a public-private effort, and this is a great example of that, and we're just proud at Living Classrooms to lead that effort. You know, when we think about the tall ships behind us, you know, they're a powerful symbol of our nation's journey. You know, they remind us of the courage, the sacrifice, and the determination that they all gave and that to birth our country 250 years ago. My ancestors on the Piper side and the Bond side all fought in the Revolution and the War of 1812. You know, my dad was a commander in the U.S. Navy and fought at D-Day. So, you know, on a day like today, it is emotional a little bit, County Executive, just to see us all coming together and to have these folks from all around the world coming here to celebrate our 250th anniversary. So as we shine the international spotlight on Baltimore and Maryland, you know, Living Classroom Foundation's motto is learning by doing, with our mission to strengthen communities, inspire children, youth, and adults to achieve their potential through hands-on education, workforce development, and community safety wellness program. And one of our important workforce programs is around the maritime trades. And we've gotten some federal funding and local funding. And I want to introduce a young man, Reese, who came through our training program. He actually worked with the paddle boats and pirate ships right there. We employ 30 young people who work those rental boats right next to the Constellation. And Reese started there, and he has worked his way through our apprenticeship program. And Reese is going to come up and explain a little bit. We just finished a major restoration work on the USS Constellation. I see our historic ships chair, Street Baldwin there. But Reese, come on up. I'd love to hear from you for a second.
Thank you, James. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Great. My name is Maurice Macklin. Reese is fine, though. I'm a preservation and maintenance technician for the Living Classrooms. And like James told you, I didn't start that way. I started off driving a safety boat for our rental and our pirate and chassis boats over there. They told me that there was an opportunity for an apprenticeship program. We're restoring the Constellation. And I drive a boat, so big boat. Sounds easy enough. And when I got there, I learned an incredible amount. I was thrust into an entirely new world, watching traditional rigging, John Heck and Sam Johnson, our guys on board, do their work. It's like, to the untrained eyes, like watching superheroes. You're seeing crazy things you've never seen for the first time. It's all new. I learned not only a lot about rigging and carpentry, but about preserving history and how important that is. We're in an incredible city, and there's an incredible history that has made its way to us and is us. There's an incredible amount of skills you acquire. I remember watching everybody climb the mast and thinking, I remember saying, they're crazy. And then John walks by and he's like, we'll get you up there. And I'm like, up there. And I am up there now. After the apprenticeship, I was offered a full-time job doing maintenance and preservation on the ships. We won the 2026 Preservation Award for that, so that was amazing. Thank you. And now I get to do work that I couldn't be more proud of. When I'm at my most proud is when there's people in and everybody's walking aboard. Kids are like, oh, that's cool, and they move on. Those 5 seconds are my most proud moments. I love it. And I'd say to anyone who is younger and confused or don't know where you want to go, there are opportunities and places you would not even think to look. And I urge you to go seek those opportunities because there's amazing things out there, things that some people haven't told us, some things that they don't know to tell us. So please always keep looking. And I'd like to just give special thanks to many of the people who helped me out and pushed me to take this opportunity to do something I didn't know I could do. So I just want to give a thank you to Malik Mitchell, the director of our rental boats. That's applause. I don't know if he's here now, but he'll hear that. I want to give a thank you to Sam Johnson and John Heck, our mentors and directors during the program. I want to give a big thank you to Steve Bountress and James Bond. They gave us this opportunity. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. And a big thank you to the Living Classrooms and this platform of people on and off the platform who have supported us. We and I appreciate it much more than you'll ever know. So thank you very much.
Reese, we know you're going to be doing great things in the future and to be helping to restore the USS Constellation and for Living Classrooms to receive Maryland's 2026 Preservation Award. Thanks to your efforts, we're grateful, Reese. Thank you. We have one more speaker I think you're really going to enjoy hearing. She is a student, a sixth grader at our Crossroads School. Living Classrooms started the first charter school in Maryland 26 years ago. Dr. V, our principal, why don't you come on up here with our next speaker, and Brooke Gant. And I've got a stool. There we go. Brooke, come on up here. Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Brooke Gant. I'm a 7th grade student at the Crossroads School, a public charter school in Baltimore City, operated by the Living Classrooms Foundation. I come to you today representing the future of America. I represent the promise of all great things that make America a wonderful place to live and to grow, especially here in Baltimore. I'm aware that we have the opportunity to live in a country where freedom is possible, thanks to our founding fathers who, 250 years ago, sacrificed so much to make our country free. Baltimore, our city, has also played an important part in maintaining our freedom. Just 3 short miles from where we are standing today is Fort McHenry. It was here that the people of Baltimore fought back when our newly won freedom was once again threatened by outsiders. And that brings us to why we are here today. Today we celebrate 250 years of America, a country that gives us great community with many opportunities. This celebration of Sail250 is a great example of how we come together in unity to reflect on what has come before us and what has yet to come. Families here in Baltimore and from all over have the opportunity to visit the tall ships from all over the world, watch an air show, visit the STEM education tents, which are here to inspire young people like me to explore career paths in maritime, aviation, science, and technology fields. I'm glad to have the opportunity today to be a part of this celebration of our country's 250 years of freedom, and happily look forward to continuing to live and grow in the land of the free and home of the brave. Go O's!
Brooke, you can tell she's going places, going to be a great leader one day. Thank you all for being here. I'll give back to Denise. Thank you.
The future is in good hands. All right. Thank you both for sharing and inspiring. Thank you both. All right. Thank all of you for coming out here today, for revisiting, as I'm sure you're going to throughout the next few days, and visiting all of these phenomenal vessels. Let's get the party started. I'm about to do a countdown. Whoever needs to know that I'm starting the countdown, I will start at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Huzzah! Whoa!
C-SPAN's coverage of America 250 is supported by Comcast, NBC Universal.
Joining us now to talk about Supreme Court decisions that came down yesterday is Amy Howe, co-founder and reporter at SCOTUS blog. Amy, welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
So let's get into the cases. One of the ones that came down was the one about asylum seekers at the border. Tell us about that one.
Yes, so this was a challenge to a policy that was adopted initially in 2016, and then it actually was rescinded in 2021, but it was a policy called metering, in which the administration, immigration officials would actually stop people at the U.S.-Mexico border before they could reach the border. And asylum seekers argue that that was a violation of federal immigration law, which allows people who are arriving in the United States to seek asylum. And the Supreme Court, by a vote of 6-3, held that people who are not quite at the U.S. border with Mexico are not arriving in the United States and therefore not entitled to seek asylum.
So let's read the opinion, a part of the opinion, the majority opinion from Samuel Alito. This is what he said. He said, this case presents a straightforward question, whether an alien who seeks to enter the United States from Mexico, quote, arrives in the United States when he or she is still in Mexico. In ordinary speech, no one would say that a person arrives in a place, for example, a house, a city, or a country, before the person enters that place. The context in which the phrase arrives in the United